Convicted child molester Patrick Wattney asked the state parole board for early release today after serving less than 2 years of his 5-year prison sentence. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. The victim who first exposed Wattney's misconduct as a high school student back in 2020 watched today's hearing with WWL Chief Investigative Reporter David Hammer. And now the victim speaking publicly for the first time in this exclusive.
Convicted child molester priest Patrick Wattney stood before the state parole board claiming he'd completed treatment, been a model prisoner, and should be released 3 years early. The former Pope John Paul High School chaplain downplayed the texts he'd sent to an underage student in 2020 until parole board member Carolyn Stapleton caught him.
But was the text messaging of a sexual nature?
No, it was not.
It was just a friendly text?
Friendly.
Led to you having to get all this psychological evaluation?
It did because the Archbishop, well, no, let's say me. How do I answer the question properly? Tell you the truth. The issue of was I sexually attracted to this person that I was texting came up, and I confessed that yes, I had felt an attraction to him. Yes.
And watching all of this with me was the person Wattney was texting, Rex Perrette.
How did it make you feel when you saw him talking about the texts that he was sending you and the way he characterized them?
It made me nauseous. There was honestly a moment I thought I was going to vomit.
Was that the first time that you heard him say that he looked at you that way?
I've heard of his account, but that was the first time I heard him say it.
How did that make you feel?
Just a rage that I can't describe. I don't want to go too deep into that rage, but I'm not a very violent person. But yeah, I mean, just to sit, I mean, he gets all these privileges, he's loved by everyone. Oh yes, and I had sexual desires towards this person that trusted me and was a child.
Wattney began texting Perrette in 2019 when he was 16 years old.
He would text, if you didn't respond, it's, oh, you're mad at me. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. Texting you late at night, it wasn't just, hey, how you been? It's, ooh, what muscle group did you hit today? And he's even referred to me as his muscled, curly hair boy.
Perrette's mother, Wendy, was the mayor of Bogalusa at the time. She complained to the Archdiocese about Wattney's texts to her son.
The Archbishop called me in February of 2020 and asked me if I had done this. Yes, I had. He said, do you give me your word you will not do it again? I said, yes, I would. I held to that for a little while, and then I gave in during the pandemic, and I texted this person again.
Eamon let Wattney remain in ministry for 8 more months until the priest admitted he'd molested another boy 5 years earlier. Even then, Wattney had to be trapped first during a psychological evaluation.
Part of the evaluation entailed polygraph. The polygraph was something I knew I couldn't outrun, and so I decided it was better for me to come clean and tell what I had done.
The parole board unanimously denied Wattney's request Thursday.
I watched him lose his composure, and that made me feel very, very good.
Perrette wasn't sure he wanted to share his identity until he saw another one of Wattney's victims, Tim Gio, take action.
I was a child when he chose to prey on me, when he used his spiritual authority to groom and manipulate me. That wasn't a mistake. It was predatory. Every day since then, I carry the weight of what he did. I wake up with a heaviness that doesn't go away, a feeling of helplessness and hopelessness that started the day he violated my trust.
Gio, his wife Sarah, and her father, State Senator Pat Connick, helped craft legislation this year to make grooming a crime in Louisiana. It was signed into law this week.
And I think that's beautiful. And I'm so happy that I get to live in a state that, made a decision like that to try and protect our youth.
Thank you for coming forward and sharing your story. It's very brave.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Emerging moments of hope after the pain. David Hammer, WWL, Louisiana.
Story was developed with our reporting partner Ramon Vargas of The Guardian. The Archdiocese sent us a statement saying, quote, Archbishop Amon's response to Patrick Wattney's actions prompted Wattney's admission of abuse, leading to his immediate removal from ministry, a law enforcement report, and his subsequent conviction for abusing a minor.